So I've got another one of these cheap pedal videos here. This one, it's a delay pedal by a company called Coolmusic. Change life with music. It's kind of a cheesy tagline, but unlike some of the other ones that I've been looking at, this is actually a real company. They have a website, and you can go there, and they sell, well, cheap musical electronics. I think they make a couple like cheap amplifiers and just music related stuff. Maybe like a mixer or something. It's been a minute since I actually looked at their website, but they have a few pedals. So we're gonna unbox this one and take it apart and see how it looks. As always, I'll have a demo video that I also upload. So that actually looks pretty good. It's wrapped inside of here. I'm not sure why they wrapped it, but it's actually really thin. I don't think I've ever seen a pedal that was this thin. It's like almost wallet, like wallet sized or so. The name though, the name is whack. It's either Plump or Plump. What do you think? I'm gonna go with Plump. Yeah, Plump. It's a plump delay, maybe. That's interesting. This, let me open this up and, oh, there's actually something in here. There's a card that you get. This answers the question. It is Plump delay, analog circuit design. We'll see about that. Yeah. Guitar effects pedal manual. It's just a single or double-sided card. Okay. Yeah, this is a really interesting enclosure. It's I think it's metal. Yeah, it's metal. It's got kind of an interesting texture to it. It's like a really fine, sort of grainy texture almost. Ooh, and it's got hex screws, so I have to dig around for something so that I can actually get this thing open. But yeah, one thing that I'm a little kind of questioning is this switch. You can hear it clicking, but I've never felt one of these foot switches that actually feels like this one. Usually it clicks and then it's in one position, and then you sort of unclick it and it's in another position. This one just kind of clicks a little bit and then like that. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with this thing. Also, look at the way that this is fastened. This is a really interesting design. Just like mechanically, there's not like a nut on there. It's somehow this like sleeve thing, I guess is, this is bizarre. There's like a sleeve thing in here that appears to be threaded. Looks like there's sort of a metal ring right here in the middle, and then there's some plastic right there, and maybe it's sort of pressed into here or something. I guess we'll see when we get it apart. It has actual knobs. Let's see if we can get one of these guys off. Yeah, they're on there pretty good. Yeah. No, they're gonna have to come off at some point, but yeah, I'll go find a tool so we can get this thing open. Alright, I have what is not the right tool for the job, but a tool that may actually work. This isn't actually a hex wrench that I'm using on this, but it just so happens that it fits in there, so I can use it for this. I need to buy some of these like Allen keys. Sometimes I run into them, and not all the time, but sometimes I run into them and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. Yeah, this enclosure is super neat. It's it has these sort of beveled edges on the bottom here. And it's so thin. Obviously there's not going to be a battery in here. Too thin for that. Alright. Yay! It's a nondescript interior, so we're gonna have to remove this whole assembly to take a look at the board and see what's going on. There's also not much in the way of traces on this thing. Well, guess I gotta get these knobs off now. I always hate taking the knobs off. They're always really stiff the first time you take them off. Oh, this one comes off easy. Yeah, it's just your like D shaft knobs. Yeah, these these are not bolted to this enclosure, so yeah, you don't want to stomp on these because they're gonna push that force is gonna be transmitted through the shaft and into the board, and you can damage it. So that's definitely some marks lost there for that. That's the cheapest way to do it, but so not super durable. Also, I'm a little concerned about how this bit's gonna come out, because I don't actually really understand how it. I mean, it looks like this knob definitely threads onto there, but maybe I don't actually see anything on this side of the board to where this slip could be connected. So maybe it's actually connected to this thing, and then there's like a header or something that it like connects into the board. Well, one of those knobs came off easy, and these guys. Alright, one thing that you can do if you have knobs that are stuck on like this is you can take some string, sort of make a loop underneath, and then just pull it off. Or, yeah, just like get in like some wire or something under there. I have a tool that might work for this. It's a keycap puller for a computer keyboard, so I'm going to grab that and we can see how that works. Alright, so I got the tool. Now we'll see if this thing works. See if it's, there may not be enough clearance to get these wires under here. Oh, yeah, I think I can kind of squeeze them in there. Or on one side at least. So you got one in there. And they're in there, like that. See that? And then just pull and hope that nothing breaks. Oof. That takes some pulling. I'll do the same on this one. You definitely want both to be engaged so that you're just pulling vertically and not you're not gonna like bend the shaft, because you can damage it if you do that. That's sort of what this was invented for, was so you could just pull vertically up instead of like bending the shaft and breaking your keycap on your computer keyboard. Okay, so now, yep, okay, this just lifts out. Board, I mean. What? Oh my gosh. It's just a tactile switch, and this assembly, there's a spring, and it just comes out and presses the tactile switch. Oh man. maybe you see this on other pedals, but not on one that I've ever looked in before. That is very cheap. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Well, this right here. Here, let me bring this up close so you guys can see. All right, so we've got our 3 potentiometers, and they're just, mounted directly to the board. If you stomp on them, the force is going to be transmitted to the board, and that's probably not going to be very good. So avoid that. And we've got our single PT2399, which is analog. This is exactly the chip that you'd expect to find in one of these things. It's used in, pretty much every cheap echo effect that sort of bills itself as sounding analog, and that reverb pedal that I took apart and showed you guys, which actually turned out to be a pretty good sounding reverb pedal. Yeah, so it's just PT2399 based. It's an op amp right here, 4580, and let's see, what is this guy right here? This one's a little harder to read. It's upside down. So this is really hard to read. It's almost like, oh, it's just a 555. That is just a 555 timer. What are they doing with a 555? A variable clock, maybe? I don't know. If any of you know why there'd be a 555 in here, let me know. Because I'm not actually sure. And then this guy right here, this is interesting. So this, I believe, is just a relay. It looks like a relay, like a really little one. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what that has to be. And that's how it gets the true bypass, is with a relay. So that's interesting. I wonder if this thing draws current constantly, like if it's ever actually fully off. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the board. It's kind of a neat looking board. It's got these sort of edges here. It's kind of a, I don't know, I think it's kind of an aesthetic layout maybe. I don't know if that's even such a thing. But yeah, okay. So this is what we're dealing with. So if you're interested in knowing how it sounds, I'll have a demo video coming up. Take care.